Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take anything said here too seriously. It's just jokes, gossip, and opinions. Please relax and enjoy the video. No, but for real, don't be getting packed out over anything that's said here. We're just literally talking mess and having a casual conversation. It's not that deep.
Wait! What is the tea? The girls are fighting! No!
Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. Baby, y'all need to take a shot of something because Twitter nearly put us all in a coma the other day. When I say the timeline was utter chaos, I mean it. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, JT, Hennessy. It wasn't a rap beef, it was a full-blown Royal Rumble. It was like a world war in the female rap world. This felt less like a feud and more like a reunion episode of Love and Hip Hop written by the Zeus Network featuring Natalie Nunn. And the shade, honey, it was flowing like a flash flood. Today, we're going deeper. Pause. Unpacking the context, the messy feuding, the alliances, and yes, the bigger picture of what this says about the power struggles in the rap game in 2025. Grab your popcorn because it's about to get absolutely vicious, and I'm here for all the tea. The opening shot of the rivalry's new chapter was not a diss track, it was a deliberate strategic insult. It landed at the precise moment of victory, and it sparked a scorched earth response that instantly became lethal. The flashpoint began as Cardi B celebrated her album, Am I the Drama, officially certifying double platinum. This was not just a sales win, it was the ultimate concrete declaration of commercial dominance. The response from Nicki Minaj was immediate and contemptuous. She dismissed the victory by posting a single image on public platform, an eagle soaring high above. Given that Cardi's album art prominently features a crow, the message was delivered without a single word. A powerful predator was asserting its absolute unchallenged rank over a lesser bird. And this is because Nicki Minaj's last album sold 28,000 more copies. Cardi B did not waste time with the symbolism. Her counter-strike was immediate, ruthless deployment of every damaging private detail and public record she could find. This is a battle between the two true queens of the rap female game, not a cheap, irrelevant beef with some little-known figure like Dirty Dingy Garage or some other irrelevant rapper that most of us haven't heard of. Cardi's response? Well, Chasha did not mince her words in any way, shape, or form. She went straight for the jugular. Sis went from zero to full scorched earth. She skipped the music and went straight for weaponizing private life and court records. First, the viral name drop, which does seem to add some weight behind the rumors of Nicki Minaj. Then it got genuinely disgusting. The family was fair game. Cardi B publicly threw out the claim that Nicki Minaj's young son was nonverbal. But the real villain move, she immediately paired that developmental issue with the claim that it was because of Nicki Minaj's alleged drug use. But of course, you know, when anybody beefs with Nicki Minaj, what do they talk about? Obviously, they're going to talk about her husband, Kenneth Petty, and bring up the court records and put them on blast. The felony convictions and registered sex offender status from 1995 because of the attempted rape. Using that documented permanent legal history, this was a move to heighten this beef to an even worse level because, you know, that is one thing that always gets under Nicki Minaj's skin. The public spectacle of personal attacks, while dominating headlines, served a critical secondary purpose. Cardi B has just dropped her second album and her second #1 album. That's a level that Nicki Minaj has never reached, although she has managed to outsell her. So she felt the need to respond. And Nicki Minaj's counterpunch wasn't a knee-jerk reaction, it was a calculated ambush, at least initially. She wasn't just mad, she was waiting. She let the personal attack simmer while she kept her eyes glued to the charts, knowing the moment Cardi B's final numbers of the album were finalized, she would most likely come out on top. The strategy worked because Cardi B sold 28,000 less albums than her, and as soon as the results were in, boom, there she goes. And in her tirade, she felt the need to link this all up with her situation against Desiree Perez, or Desert Rat as she calls her, and Jay-Z, with the whole Rock Nation situation she's got going on, or Rock Bottom Nation as she likes to call them now. And the thing is, she also felt the need to drag Cardi B's actual rollout by talking about the fact that Cardi B was selling her albums for $4.99, which is a bit lower than the normal price. Which, side note, can I just ask real quick to anybody who buys albums, what's the point? If you have like Spotify or Apple Music or just the internet, why you need to buy the album? I never understood that. But anyway, her implication was clear. The success wasn't organic. It was a cheap technique to orchestrate inflated numbers. But apparently that wasn't enough, and Nicki Minaj felt the need to mock Cardi B's children, culture, and wave, referencing their appearance, using crude language to retaliate for the attacks on her own family. The message was clear. There were no boundaries left. They both took this beef to hell. So the two queens had already bombed each other's careers and families, right? Now that toxic cloud had to drift somewhere, and it immediately landed on some of the smaller rap girlies. This whole thing became a total proxy war where the young rappers were forced to fight or risk becoming collateral damage. The drama immediately sucked in Ice Spice, which I think she must have been happy about, considering it's the first time we've talked about her this year. It all went down with a leaked audio clip where Cardi B was losing it. She was absolutely furious at Ice Spice team and didn't hold back, threatening to physically confront her. I wish I could play it for you, but they're copywriting that shit. The nastiest part, Cardi used another rapper, Latto, as a straight up insult, shouting in the clip, "I'm not Latto, I'ma beat her the F up, I'ma knock her the F out." Like, the entire point of the Ice Spice threat was to make it known that Cardi B wasn't going to be passive like she was accusing Latto of being in a previous feud. That's using one rival to terrorize another, which is disappointing considering that Latto seemed to be cool with Cardi B. But as of now, she has apologized. And of course, the Barb side had to respond. JT of the City Girls was immediately activated for the proxy war. JT jumped online and started throwing out brutal personal disses at Cardi B, taking the attention off of Nicki's own drama and putting the heat back on Cardi. This is the real mess of the feud. Nicki and Cardi are throwing shots at each other, and their strays landing all over the place. People getting drawn in left, right, and center. It seemed for a couple days that this had cooled down, but then it started up again, and we don't know. Is there going to be another chapter tomorrow, in a couple days? We don't know, but we will be tuned in, child. This wasn't just another rap beef. It was a total scorched earth event that permanently changed the rules of the game. When you hit this hard, you don't just win or lose, you change the whole landscape, and that's the real damage report. The biggest takeaway is the old rules of the game are completely gone. Attacking family and kids might not be a new tactic in beef, but the sheer viciousness and frequency with which they crossed that line set the new toxic benchmark for their future beefs. It is undeniably low for all parties to drag children into the drama. And to be completely honest with you, I think this could have given us another iconic moment. We could have had another Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, but instead of putting it in the music, they decided to put it on Twitter. What I think is kind of sad, honestly, is that I always secretly, although I knew it was never going to happen, hope that there'd be some type of Brandy and Monica moment where they put their beef in a song and they might work together and surprise us all. But it looks like that is never going to happen, considering that these two basically went nuclear on each other. I don't really think that there's any coming back from Cocaine Barbie and Barney B, to be honest with you. The kids got brought up. I mean, to be honest, if they wrote a song together, it would probably be the most vile thing you've ever heard. And to be honest, I really think that Cardi B also needs to watch her back, because she pissed off a lot of people. Nicki, JT, Latto, and Ice Spice just with one beef. I mean, girl, that is impressive. And now there's a JT versus Saucy Santana spin-off of this whole mess. They're saying Ice Spice also is coming out with a diss track, and who knows, maybe it would actually be good. But honestly, there's a high chance that someone's going to get back at her for this in the music. We'll see.
I tell you again, load up your matic, light them up, empty the clip.
Hi everyone, this is Editor Me coming in just to say that Cardi B has put out a statement that seems to be ending this whole beef, at least for now, which reads the following. Dear Onika Tanya Mirage, this is my last time responding to you because this past Twitter now, I gotta see you. But first, I'm gonna tell you truth. You said at your own mouth that the little girl in you haven't forgave your mother yet, and that's because your mom used to stay silent when your dad used to touch on you every time he did that crack pipe. I know you experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, but drugs is not gonna help you. You need to go to therapy now. I'm gonna let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions because he lets you do drugs all day to numb you so he can max out your credit card. Yeah, you think I don't know? Them queens nickas that you be letting in your house every time you kick them out be coming out spilling your tea in the hood, but I'm gonna go be the realest person to ever tell you. You need to get help. You need to heal that trauma. You always coming at people every time you see them happy because you got so much trauma and pain that you want to put on others. Your fans are gonna gas you up while you literally lose your goddamn mind. You don't have no friends, no family, just that man in your house that let you do drugs till you pass out so he can spend your money and buy the hood chains. I'm not throwing away my career and my endorsements going back and forth with you with a possessed drug addict. I'll see you when I see you. Jesus wept. I thought we were going to go for a whole maturity thing. She was going to be mature saying I don't want to do this no more, blah blah blah. But nah, this is just more allegations, more things to dissect. Hello, this is Editor Me again. I just want to jump in real quick and say that there are more developments. So it seems that now this JT versus Hennessy, Cardi B's sister thing is getting worse too, because we could see that Hennessy and JT are going at it back and forth. Last time I checked, they were talking about how JT originally was going to be on WAP instead of Megan Thee Stallion, but now also they're talking about Cardi B's ethnic heritage, because there's always seemed to be this cloud of confusion surrounding that, whether she's Trini, whether she's not, whether she's black, whether she's not, because we all know she's Latina, but is she also black on top of that? Then there's a whole are Dominicans black? Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Then there's also the fact that Nicki Minaj has talked about or alluded to taking this to the court, so that's some future developments also that we're gonna have to see what happens. This whole situation is a mess, and it seems to have calmed down for now, but who knows when it will pick up again, if it will pick up again, who's going to pick it up again, and throw it to who. And is Ice Spice's response that she's apparently making as we speak going to be just as bad as all of her other music? Thank you for watching, and as always, let's keep the conversation in the comment section respectful. Please let me know about what you think about this whole situation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Shay Shay out.